Community members in Gauteng's Kagiso township say it's time for government to deploy the army to deal with illegal mining. Residents are currently protesting as they demand the closure of old mine shafts. That protest has been sparked by last week's gang rape of 8 women who were filming a music video in Krugersdorp. Let's take you live to Malungelo Booi, who is tracking that story in Kagiso this morning. Malu, earlier on you were talking to us about this widespread problem of zama-zamas in these mines that are unattended, going as far as other provinces in the northwest, talking about communities being effectively held hostage by illegal mining. What's the sentiment there in Kagiso?
Well, I'll tell you this, Michelle, we've moved again, and the people that are taking part essentially in this protest are now heading towards a nearby informal settlement, and that's where they say that's where some of these zama-zamas are. And remember, one of the things that they had said was that they also want to go and silt those illegal or unused mines, because they're saying that because government has essentially failed to do the job, they will then themselves do it. And of course, Michelle, as you've rightfully indicated, this comes at the back of that incident that occurred last Thursday where 8 women were gang raped. And we're told, in fact, it's also not far from where we are, Michelle. So you can see there's hundreds and hundreds of residents that are still making their way towards that informal settlement and where those unused, unsealed mines are. And some of them really are armed with fighting sticks. But I was listening to one of their leaders giving instructions as to what is it that they will do. Who are saying that they will not essentially be destroying anything, but all they want is to make sure that authorities really take the issue of illegal mining and also the issue of crime seriously. One of the community leaders that I spoke to earlier, Michelle, also saying that they had, in fact, in the past sent as many petitions calling on the police to essentially just do what's right to deal with the problem of illegal mining. But essentially they're saying that authorities have failed to do so. So that's why then they have decided to do this. In fact, there's one of the local residents has just shouted, Siyoba Landa, meaning that we're going to get those illegal miners out of this area. And that's what people have actually been saying to me right through since our arrival here at around 6 this morning.
So, Malu, other communities are talking about illegal miners who are heavily armed in the northwest. They talk about in Orkney, they talk about an effective shutdown in the area from 6 p.m. until 4 p.m. They talk about automatic gunfire throughout the night. Is that similar to the kinds of stories you're hearing in Kagiso?
Well, the residents, Michelle, are saying that they're essentially living under siege. Okay, we're going to move a bit faster, Michelle, because we don't want to be too far away, especially from some of the people that are in front. Okay, there's also a chopper that's hovering around. So essentially, Michelle, what the people have actually been saying to me is that because of these zama-zamas who live in the nearby informal settlement, they're saying that their community is under siege and saying that crime has also gone up in this particular area, and they're becoming helpless, Michelle, and they're saying that they cannot no longer, they don't want to live in fear anymore, Michelle, and that's why they then decided to embark on this march. And I'll tell you this, Michelle, people in this particular community are not going to work, and they've called on every resident in this particular community not to go to work so that they can be part of this strike action today. But I've seen, Michelle, a local clinic was closed, but locals were telling me that it will be open soon so that those that are sick can actually be attended to today.
So what's the plan here, Malu? You're following this group of protesters down that road there in Kagiso. What, as far as you know, is the plan and where are you headed?
So the plan now, according to what I've been told by some of the community leaders, is that they're going to go to the nearby informal settlement. And where that informal settlement is also where some of those unused mines are, which they say they want to seal essentially today. I want to see if I can bring in some of the community members who are part of this march. Pardon me, Michelle. Kunjan, ma'am. Kunjan, ma'am. Igama lami Malungelo. Niyaphi? Aniyazi baniyaphi? Aniyazi. Okay. Clearly they say they don't know. Some of them say they don't know where they're going, but I'll tell you this. The people that are in front are clear about what needs to be done, Michelle. Get rid of those illegal miners. And you can see really the area we are in. You can see some of those sand dunes where illegal mining would essentially be taking place. Remember, Michelle, also that incident that happened last Thursday happened also not far from where we are. So that's why you're seeing these angry residents taking to the streets, essentially calling for action.
Malungelo Booi live to us there in Kagiso, battling to get more information from scores of protesters who essentially have gathered today to protest a number of issues, but including issues related to illegal mining in the area. Just exactly where this protest leads today, Malungelo Booi is tracking that story. We'll speak to him throughout the morning.